Hello, and welcome to Hello Word, the podcast where we explore the English language one word at a time. I'm your host, Alex, and today we're diving into a very useful word, count. What does count mean? Well, simply put, it means to calculate numbers, to add them up to find a total. We use it all the time, in everyday life. Think about when you're adding up your groceries at the supermarket. You're counting the cost. Or when you're trying to figure out how many days until your birthday, you're counting down. It's a fundamental part of how we understand quantity and amounts. So, count means to find the total number of something. Let's look at some synonyms, words that have similar meanings. One synonym for count is calculate. For example, the cashier needs to calculate the total bill. Another synonym is add up. You might hear someone say, let's add up how many people are coming to the party. A third synonym is enumerate. This is a more formal word, but it also means to list or count things one by one. For instance, the Census Bureau must enumerate every resident in the country. Another synonym is tally. We tally votes in an election to determine the winner. They tally the scores at the end of the game. And lastly, another synonym is compute. It's often used when talking about computers and calculations. The computer will compute the final results. Now let's switch gears and look at antonyms, words that have opposite meanings to count. What's the opposite of figuring out how many of something there are? One antonym is estimate. When you estimate, you're making a guess that is not exact, but it's close enough. You're not actually counting. For example, I can only estimate how many candies are in the jar. Another antonym is approximate. It means to be close to a number without being exact, similar to estimate. For example, the approximate cost of the repairs will be $500. A third antonym is guess. Guessing is not counting, it's making a random attempt. For example, I can only guess how old she is. Another antonym could be ignore. If you ignore something, you are not paying attention to the amount or quantity. We can't ignore the number of errors in the report. Lastly, overlook is a good antonym because when you overlook something, you aren't paying close enough attention to count it. The auditor overlooked several discrepancies. So, how do we use count in everyday life? Well, think about these situations. You might count your money before going shopping. I need to count my money before I go to the store. You might count the number of apples in a basket. Let's count how many apples are in the basket. Or you might count down the seconds until a new year begins. We will count down from 10 to 0 to welcome the new year. You can also use count in more abstract ways. You might say every vote counts, meaning that each vote is important. Or you might say I count on you, meaning that you rely on someone. Here are some more example sentences and phrases to help you understand how count is used. Can you count to 10 in Spanish? He started to count sheep to fall asleep. She's counting the days until her vacation. The teacher asked them to count the objects on the table. We count on your support to make this project a success. Don't count your chickens before they hatch is an idiom meaning don't be too sure of success before it has actually happened. The museum counts its visitors every day. You can count on me means you can rely on me. I count you as a good friend. I count myself lucky to have such wonderful family. Okay, let's recap. Count is a verb that means to calculate numbers or find the total of something. Synonyms include calculate, add up, enumerate, tally, and compute. Antonyms include estimate, approximate, guess, ignore, and overlook. We use count in countless everyday situations, from managing our finances to measuring time. It's a fundamental word for understanding quantity and amount. Thank you for joining me on Hello Word today. I hope you found this episode helpful. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Your support helps others find the show, so they too can improve their English. And now I have a little challenge for you. I want you to create your own sentence using the word count. Share your sentence as a comment under this video. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Until next time, happy learning!